Do you think that there could be a sequel?
Yeah, could there be a fourth film now? Well, that's what I'm nervous about. I think that's one of the reasons why Crystal Skull didn't work, because it was released too late in the time frame.
Well, I think also the reason why Crystal Skull didn't work was because Indiana Jones is Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
And it was too late
Yeah.
for him. The route that you should have gone would have been what you did before, which is the young Indiana Jones.
Change up the whole paradigm.
If you were to do another Back to the Future, you would have to go
Correct.
and visit like an older Marty or a young Doc or something like that.
Exactly.
You would have to totally rebrand.
And I think you'd have
it.
to make fun of some of the tropes you played with in the early beginnings.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to have a joke where it's like, "Hey Doc, why 88 miles an hour?" And it's like, "That's just what it is, Marty." You know, like you have to get there somehow. You don't want the audience to go, "Yeah, that was dumb."
Right.
You have to just play along with the joke.
And in some ways, I think like Rick and Morty is a fantastic kind of follow up to that.
Yeah.
And we don't need the sequel. I definitely don't care to see an awful sequel to Back to the Future. Like
exactly.
Like I know it would be awful. Rick and Morty's fine.
Yeah.
I think for me, this is one world where I just don't want any more of it. Not because I don't want to see that again, but because I don't want this story to be told without Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd.
Which they clearly couldn't.
They can't. Yeah, not now. And I like where it ended. Doc got his family at the end of the third one, and Marty got to kind of right everything in his life and save Doc, and everything ends well. Like they end where they want to be. I don't want to ruin that and bring in more story unless it's really, really good. I mean,
have you guys seen there was a Jimmy Kimmel where he brought them back? You see that?
Yeah.
That's a pretty clever sketch.
It was, but even that was kind of awkward because at that point Michael J. Fox was pretty progressed with Parkinson's and stuff like that, and he's just unable to do the same.
It's difficult to see Michael J. Fox in the condition he's in.
Yeah.
Because like we were saying before, he was just such a cool guy.
You can't not love him.
Well, and also the embodiment of youth in the 80s because of all the other films he did in the 80s as well. Right. I think in the 80s there was a sense of we will find invincibility and immortality. You know, like it just felt like that.
Yeah.
And so when you see him not looking youthful, because he looked youthful for a really long time.
Yeah.
And then when you see him not in that, you're like, oh, like it wasn't true. Like we didn't find those things.
And another big part of it too, we didn't even talk about this, but he was on Family Ties as when Back to the Future came out. And I watched that show.
I did too.
So it's like we already had Michael J. Fox in our lives as kind of our day-to-day picture of life. But my favorite thing that I've actually seen today as a throwback to Back to the Future, and this is on YouTube, you can go find this. Michael J. Fox, he appeared on stage with Coldplay, and they played Johnny Be Good. And they gave him a guitar. And even, this was recent, like this wasn't more than maybe a few years ago. And he still cranked out a guitar solo on stage with Coldplay. Playing Johnny Be Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Cool throwbacks.
But he was a guitar player.
Oh, you can tell.
I don't know that he really played what's on.
Well, there's the one shot where it's on him doing it, and then it just pans right up.
Yeah. As a guitar player, I know that it's not perfect. It doesn't quite line up. But you're right. He's at least doing the right kinds of motions.
Yeah. Any final thoughts?
Such a great movie.
Yeah.
I love it.
It is a great film.
Fantastic.
I mean, I watched it this week in preparation for the show, and I just want to watch it again now.
I know. My wife was in the other room, and I was watching it. I'm sitting there laughing, and she's like laughing at me from the other room. I'm like, this is just so good. You know, like in the